Wow, so exciting stuff happening on the planet. Let's take it off planet and beyond the final frontier. So with the International Space Development Conference for 2019 taking place, of course, a big topic of conversation is going to be NASA returning to the moon. Is there a new space race? Why are we so keen to go to the moon? Did NASA forget something in 1972 on the moon that they've just realized they've left behind? They're like, we've got to get back there. Dr. Daniel Cunnama, outreach astronomer, is here to explain why are they so keen, man?
Left my wallet.
Yeah, like, my keys.
Neil, come on. We spoke about
one job, Neil, one job.
I mean, to be honest, I mean, there's a few scientific reasons to go back to the moon. Like, we're talking a lot about going to Mars and getting back into space, becoming a spacefaring race and things like that. The moon is the obvious first step in terms of getting back to the moon. At the moment, we don't have the capacity to put a man on the moon, which we could do in the 70s.
50 years ago, yeah.
Right, but like, so trying to get that capacity going again is obviously one of the big drivers.
So because it's cool is what you're saying. We want to go back to the moon because it's cool.
If we want to go any further, we better start with like...
And do that well, right?
Yeah, exactly, do that well. But as you said, it does seem to be some political
do you think there is a motivation, a bit of a space race vibe? Obviously nothing quite like the Soviet era, but...
Yeah, I mean, there does seem to be that. I mean, China said that they want to put people on the moon, like... The US,
and the next day, NASA were like, oh, no, we're going to do it next year. We're doing it now.
But still the raging question, why don't all the space agencies just pull together all of their resources and it becomes a human pursuit? Like, then we'd probably be at Mars tomorrow, you know?
Yeah, sending Teslas into space and just all do it together. But am I right in my understanding? It takes the majority of the spend on the fuel to get rockets into space is to get them out of our gravity. So would be launching off the moon a simpler, less expensive way?
Yeah, absolutely. So the moon is a lot easier to get off. I mean, with the lunar landers, there were these tiny little things. Like those tiny little things with a small booster.
Yeah,
you can
exactly.
get off the moon. The moon doesn't have a lot of gravity. So getting off the moon is a lot easier. Yeah. Getting to Mars is a much bigger problem because it's a similar gravity to Earth, a little bit lower. But, you know, you basically have to land the rocket the size that you had to get the moon on Mars and then get it back up again.
Okay, so what exactly is the plan they've put together now?
So the plan, and whether it happens or not remains to be seen, but the plan is to get men back on the moon by 2024.
Okay.
And then have a permanent lunar base set up by 2028. I mean, that's soon.
Yeah, man.
Like that's 5 years. At the moment, like as I said, we don't have the capacity to do that. We don't have the rockets to launch that far. We don't have big enough rockets to do that, and we don't have a lander. We don't have something that can.
But presumably, a lot of these sorts of things are in the works. If we're talking about getting onto Mars, if we're talking about kind of pushing those endeavours, all space exploration surely has got to be moving in the same direction now. So, do you think it's speeding up to that point? When we spoke about even Mars, you know, a few years ago, it still seemed like it was, you know, something that might happen. Now it looks like it's definitely happening.
Yeah, I mean, we're certainly making strides. I don't know...
Lunar strides or Earth strides?
I don't know how fast they're happening, though. And these days, the political situation sways, right? So at the moment, the Americans are saying, right, let's go to the moon. But, you know, that too. But you know, in a year's time, like if the government changes, they might say, what are we spending $6 billion on going to the moon for? And then the whole thing gets cancelled again. So so there are those considerations. Like it's not just a matter of...
Because it's cool. It really would be how awesome to have a group of people living on the moon.
Let's take all those $6 billion and just invest them in renewable energy, shall we? Let's save the planet.
They might find it on the moon. Might find it on the moon.
After we have renewable energy and we've saved the planet,
on Titan.
now we can start feeding everyone because you know, we're doing things a lot more naturally. I'm just suggesting it, NASA. Think about it. Do it, don't do it. Use it, don't use it. Dan, thank you very much.
Dude, mind blowing.
Final frontier.